your videos are too long. And people give me advice. My answer have always been, hey, I'll make the content I want, you know? What if the advice that you needed was an advice you already had? You know? I mentioned people that are close to me, right? A lot of that. Often this video. I'll talk about them often. There's a precise reason for that. It's not to be kissing ass. I talked about Anna a lot lately. I talked about Jess today. I talked about Jess 4 times already. If not, this is the 5th time. Anna, she's using social media as a way to be less socially awkward. This is something, and I said that before. It is something that I accomplished within 4 years. I'm less awkward. Still fucking weird, but I'm less awkward. I'm less shy. Right? And it was a kind of like a almost a wake up moment. I'm not gonna say life changing because it wasn't life changing, but awakening moment. It was 2 weeks ago. I did a whole day of answering comments, and the reason why this was such a good day was because the nature corner was crazy. There was a lot of wind that day, and there was a lot of clouds. They moved a lot, so every single video that we did 34, 35 answer, and every single answer there's a different cloud, there's a different background. People say, why do you say the dates every single video? Well, it's simple. I like knowing the dates. I like saying the date because when you watch it, like, okay, well, this is what happened that day. You know, it's like a journal. And then that day was really special because I fucking like answering you guys. It was a lot of work. We spent 2 hours and a half answering you guys. Was it worth it? Absolutely. Was it fun? Absolutely. But if I'm being completely honest, I was dreading answering the comments. So what I did was I answered comments, and the first time I'm not even done answering comments, I'm getting more comments. And this time I'm getting comments, answering the answer to the comments. So your commented, I answer, and your comment is an answer to the answer. So it's not ending. It's scary because whenever you do a job, you want it to end. You know? I could talk for hours. You know I could. If you doubt me, you don't know me. But do I want to talk for hours? No. No. You know? We're playing this game Gundam, right? And I don't talk on this game. I don't do comments on this game. Why? Because I played it already. But then there's a new update today. And I'm talking about the update, knowing full well that this is not so. I use the screen recording as in the phone. So the screen recording in the phone, there's 2 things. There's media and there's microphone and media. I use the media. I don't use the microphone. So I'm talking about the new season, knowing the mic is off. What was the point? Because I'm opinionated. I have something to say. So for Anna, I did that. I accomplished the be less socially awkward. Am I still shy? Absolutely. Am I still shy? No. And then the roles are completely reversed. In real life, she's a mom. She has so much more insurance than me. She goes in, and when I'm in real life, I'm kind of shy. Not shy, but there's a situation that are gonna intimidate me, and I'm gonna freeze up. There's a video that I did 2 weeks ago, where I was stopped by the police twice, and you see me, and you don't see my face, but you hear me. And the first police saw me. The first police is more aggressive, you know, and I'm completely losing my thing. I'm not talking well. I'm really stressed. Why was I stressed? I didn't do nothing wrong. Right? The guy said, "Oh, this is a warning," and I knew full well it was going to give me a ticket. The guy said, "Wow, next time I see you, this ticket is $223." It's bullshit. It's not true. I didn't do that. I don't know. I don't need to know. I don't care. But all of the insurance that I got on social media, is it only for social media? And if it's only for social media, does it have enough purpose to pursue it? You know, Jess today, and Jess is different because, again, we don't talk a lot. She's pretty private, and Jess, I adore her, but She's a person that lacks a lot of confidence and a lot of self-love. And she doesn't find herself attractive, which is stupid because she's fucking drop dead gorgeous. She's gorgeous. 9 green eyes, freckles, super sweet smile. And she went in and she asked me how I was doing today. And I know full well that she's not doing so well. No? But she's still about other people. How many days did I say, oh, you know what? This is an off day. How many days did I say, you know what? I'm gonna take a break. How many of you guys I should have asked, hey, how are you? There's this person I'm talking to right now. She's a woman. I hope she's a woman. And she said, oh, you're my type. I don't know what she looks like, I don't know her age. I asked her age multiple times. And she won't answer. Which means it's not a good sign. At all. I shouldn't talk to her. You know? And I told her I don't feel comfortable talking to you. But she continued. I'm like, okay, well, fuck that, right? Why's that a problem? What's the problem? Because in a case like that where your opinion or your feelings are kind of ignored, like, why am I spending time with that person? And also, when you're talking to me, am I just entering? I'll be completely fair. You saw me receive a message from a person, and you're like, oh, I heard her saying that. Was that the right thing to say? Was that the right thing to do? It was honest, but it wasn't a good thing to say. It doesn't make me a good person. Does everything that I'm going through, or, oh wow, look at this. Look, this is gorgeous. This is really gorgeous, actually. It's not great, but it's not bad also. Does that make you a good person, right? And why do you need to be a good person so much? Why do I feel the need to be a good person so much? Want to know the answer? Because other people are nice. So are my feelings of wanting to be nice honest? Or I'm just following a trend? Now, this is not a problem, because at the end of the day, if a person is nice, doesn't matter whether they're nice or nice. But it would be the other way around. If my surrounding was completely full of shitty people, it would make me a shitty people, you know? This honesty, this kindness is not honest, it's just emulating. And then it's worse. It's worse. Because I'm receiving kindness and I don't feel comfortable receiving kindness because I feel like I'm not kind enough. So when I receive kindness, what I do, I pass it along. You know? Is that a good thing to do? Is that a bad thing to do? I don't know. And then, wow, you pass the kindness, so at least it's not wasted. And just kindness being wasted is kind of crazy. Because imagine somebody's doing something nice for you. And there's this movie when I was growing up, which was Give It the Next One, Pass It Along. And it was a stupid rule, right? Movie with Kevin Spacey. There was this person right at the beginning of the tree. And this person was only need to be nice with 2 people. With Julia Roberts also. And then those 2 people would pass it to 2 people, so that's 4 people. Then those 4 people would pass it to 2 people, so that's 8 people. And before you know it, the fucking world is nice. Right? But all it takes is one person to make it shitty. All it takes is one person to say fuck you. You know? Does that person saying fuck you equate to you not needing to be nice? No, of course not. But it's breaking the chain. One of my favorite movies is Dark Knight, right? And the Joker. Yeah, it's a fucking movie. I understand that movie. The Joker said this very important thing. I'm not trying to be a villain. I'm just trying to show you how fragile the life is. He says, I used to know the bad, I forgot. He says, when a criminal, No, he says when a criminal loses his life, nobody bats an eyes. When a policeman or a kid or a firefighter loses his life, everybody goes crazy. It doesn't find it fair. Everybody should be worried if they're dead. You know? And I can agree with that, you know? I saw this post lately, and it was a nihilist, absurdist. It was like way of thinking that we're wrong, and I had multiple of each. Like, fuck, you know. There's questioning in life, and questioning is good, you know. I feel like the problem that I had yesterday, and the reason why I was so in distress is because this is my life, this is my passion, but this is my life. And it's a conscious that I made. Was I forced to make content? No. Was I forced to wake up at 5 o'clock? No. Was I forced to make every single video? No. Was I forced to do all the things that I do? No. Was I forced to make this video right now? No. It's a conscious choice that I make, right? Because it means something to me. Then there's this whole discussion we had about meaningful. And meaningful, I thought about factual. I thought about, like, is there a reason for that? If the reason is because you think there's a reason, it's not reason enough. Yeah? I did a video today. Once again, answering the how are you? And I was like, you know what real friends are? Real friends are not people that ask you if you're doing okay. They don't mean it. The asshole at work, the bully at work made me realize that. I was asking him every single day. And he's like, why did you ask me every single day? I was like, and I was like, because that's what you do, that's normal. I said, no, that's not normal. Do you really care? And so like, oh, I don't care. I'm asking him because it's a reflex. When I was a kid, I used to apologize too much. I used to really apologize too much. And people would tell me, hey, you apologize too much, and I would say, I'm sorry. I didn't mean sorry. It was just a reflex. You know? And making videos, I said a reflex. If it's reflex, it's not honest. And I don't want to do something that's not honest. You know? I don't know. We'll do part 2. Because I feel like doing a part 2. Is that a good enough reason? Yeah, cool. Okay, I'm gonna check out this. I'm gonna check out this. Oops, 50% is okay. Okay, that's good. The back of my mind, you cry, and I didn't even cry. Not a single tear. Don't blink, it's your brain. Welcome to the conversation. Gonna think you having a wonderful day. This is part 2 of my apologies, not apologies, but just justification, although I should say sorry, about the video that I did yesterday, and I don't know, man. The name of the video. I was talking about meaning and I don't even know what I'm talking about, to be honest. We're just rambling and yapping and rambling and yapping, you know. I'm talking about purpose. Like today, I got into a little bit of an argument with a person. She's super nice though. And she's constantly live, and she's live for 5, 6, 7 hours a day. And today I had to kind of raise my voice a little bit, which is again, it's good because yesterday we did a video about eventually I was making content, and this person is literally making live 6, 7 hours a day, which is impressive. And then I had some like, I asked her that to do some sharing. I don't mind people sharing their life, that's normal. But if you live 6 and 7 hours and you're sharing 5 or 6 times, that's why I had a problem, right? Right? Makes sense. And she said, I'm sorry. And there's just nobody in my life. Fuck, I understand. But then it was I said something that I shouldn't have said. I wasn't trying to be nice. I wasn't trying to be mean. I said there's more to life than lives. And then did that lives. And I was something that I need to hear. Something that I heard from a lot of people that I didn't believe. When I was making content, I was obsessed with making content. There's more to life than just making content, right? And I felt I didn't need to hurt a feeling, but I feel like I hurt a feeling. And she told me I don't need your comments. I'm just trying to help you out, you know. It sucks. It really sucks. They need to hurt her feelings. I have to eat that cheese soon because I'm constantly putting it in the freezer, out of the freezer, in the freezer, it's not good. It sucks, you know. So today I wanted to make this video say sorry because, of course, I talked about a lot of things. I talked about things that I shouldn't have said. I was not right with that approach things. No diplomacy, no cares if I'm hurting someone's feelings. I didn't want to hurt feelings, but hurt people hurts, right? I talked about AI lately, and I made one of my friends. I upset one of my friends. I was like, oh, I didn't like what you said. And in my mind, I was like, I rewatched the video and I was like, oh, didn't say nothing that bad or that wrong. But then his feelings were, and I said his feelings were justified, right? But then if I hurt him, I possibly hurt a lot of people. They didn't want to, but still, you know. And then this is becoming unhealthy because, you know, with making content, it used to be such a joy, such an excitement. I used to wake up and say, I'm going to make so much content because today it's going to be good. Now it's not the same thing. You know, that's okay. That's normal. That's normal. I think a lot of people feel that. A lot of people they enter this mode where it's more work than just fun. Okay, time to work. Time for today's video. You know. But then, are you hurting yourself more than anything else? You know. The reason why I made the video yesterday wasn't even because of content. It wasn't even because I was tired. That did work in the equation, but wasn't the sole reason. The sole reason why I made the video was because of structure. I feel like my life is slipping away. I feel like I have no control over my life. I feel like a lot of things I'm doing is pointless. But then I feel like a lot of things that I'm doing are pointless, but at the same time I feel like you should only do things because they deserve a purpose. If you're only doing things because they serve a purpose, then you don't need to do those things. Somebody tells you, hey, can you watch my dog? And you know this person is like, I guess. No? And you're doing it because they ask you, right? Not because you want to. Now, should you do something just because you want? No, you shouldn't do things because you want to. I want to be rich. I'm not gonna rob a bank. You know. But it's tougher. It's tougher. Because then you understand that something that you want wasn't enough. And then there's this feeling of, why am I having such a problem with content? Why am I having such a problem with content? Why am I having such a problem with creating content, right? What is the trauma? This is a trauma response. It's like about AI. The reason why I did AI video was because I was scared. I was threatened because it's so good and becoming so good and it's taking over, you know? It's taking over. And I watched the interview with Sabrina Carpenter, and the person that actually did pretty good. It was scary how good they did. Very scary. Very scary how they did. And then like, holy shit. You know? But then, I don't have any power in that. I think a lot of people are gonna say, hey, we need to fight for our rights. We need to fight for the right of being able to make videos ourselves and not gonna be only AI. You know? Most because I'm playing Gundam right now. And in Gundam, what we're doing is they created artificial human, right, with more powers. And then the natural feeling threatened, they did that. It was the anti-group. I was playing Duke's X-Mankind, that's the whole story. You know? Because I was threatened, I made a video. And that video was I possibly went too hard and I hurt my friend's feelings. It wasn't the goal at all. But I still hurt his feelings. And why? Just because I didn't feel good. You know? This lack of structure is really bothering me. Because I think everything with a lack, until you need something, right? For example, there's this, when I was younger, I used to wake up, I used to go to sleep with this tale. Every single night to eat tale. My favorite was the cricket and the ant. And the ant, the whole summer, they were working. And then the whole summer the cricket played music. Just, right? And then winter came. And the cricket had no food. And the ant had food. You know? Because he worked hard. I don't even know where I was going with that. Oh yeah. The cricket needed food in winter. And in summer he didn't need, because all they had to do was look around and oof. Food was there. Good food was there. And then winter came and no more food. And then the person that worked hard got the results, you know? Which is how life should be, by the way. One of the main force that brings me to make these kind of videos, like even if they don't work right now, and there's some time where I don't even look at my YouTube page or my TikTok page because I'm seeing next to no views. I'm like, oof, that is not good, bro. So what do they do? I stopped looking. Again, talked about this yesterday. Fight or flight answer. I'm a fleer. I flee from the situation. Should I fight? I don't know. You understand me? It's weird because I'm gonna fight it too. Because a fleer will stop making videos. You know? A fleer will say, fuck that. I have this friend, right? And he made a song. We about this before. In the AI video. And the song was really good. Really, really nice. And instead of saying, dude, you did so good, I was just proud of him for making the video because I know it's hard for him. But I should have embraced the fact that he's working so hard. There was purpose behind what he did. That we were supposed to create something. There was no purpose behind my good work, good job. Just my friend, and I'm proud of him. No, there should be purpose. Like, you work fucking hard, dude. You know? Wow, it's a lot of work. Congrats, you know? Should have been that. Question yourself. Am I a good person? And then when the content doesn't work, you start asking yourself, am I good enough? Am I made for this? Is my destiny? Do you believe in destiny? Do you believe in love to love? It is such a tough position, right? I was talking about the content and how at first it was for money, right? And at first it was the purpose. You remember I started with that. It's a long time ago. I started with that. And I was like, well, the dream is making a job, right? Well, the job is gonna wait. The second thing is self-growth. Yeah, the self-growth is moot because if I'm not using this self-growth, what's the point, right? Mm-hmm. And then the third was, it brought some, and it's hard to admit, it brought some structure in my life. I have stopped working, and this is too much information, but still. Much information, but still. I know myself. I know myself a lot, actually. Is that a weird thing to say? Possibly. I know that if I wasn't making content, I would have waited exact same amount of time. I waited until unemployment runs out to find a job. The exact same ways. I would have played around video games, last your mates. Rich information, oh well, that's life. And do nothing constructive. Brought me structure. But then at the same time, it's what you say, not what you think. What did I just say? Did something constructive. How much of a reconfort? How much of a blessing? How much importance have the word something constructive? Because I feel like I did something constructive. And it's you to do it. Because there's benefit I have an excuse to do it. But the benefit are they real or they just make belief? One of the craziest thing in human nature is placebo effect. The placebo effect is I'm gonna give you medication, right? And it's not a real medication, but I'm gonna tell you this isn't a real medication. Because I'm telling you this should be a medication, your body, your mind think you're being healed. Because your mind is thinking that you're being healed. Your mind is healing you. Because you're convinced about something. If I convince myself hard enough that these things are constructive, then they're positive. And the positive help me move forward. But then, if you move forward, it's a great thing. Positivity is a great thing. You should be positive. You should move forward. You shouldn't believe in a lie. You shouldn't be in denial. This guy, he doesn't know how to swim, okay? Everybody tells him, dude, you're walking on a bridge, there's no one leaving that bridge, it's gonna end in the water. And he's like, no, there's no way. They build a bridge. There has to be a starting point and a finishing point. And then it means the water. It means the water, right? But there's a little something. It means the water, and afar, you see lands. Doesn't have to swim that much. He has a 10th. The bridge was so big. He has a couple of feet more from this. All he has to do is jump in the water, swim for a couple minutes, and he's there. And he's been walking on that bridge for an hour. But he can't swim. It doesn't matter how close the land is, he can't swim. You know? I'm walking on a bridge right now. And the question is, can I swim? The answer is, I can swim, but where am I going? Are the answer the other side of the bridge, or the answer are on the side I was on? You know? It's the structure. Structure was always a lie. When I was a kid, structure was... When I was younger, a kid, my structure was escaping maturity. I had really, really strict parents. Mom wasn't strict. Mom, she was super nice. She was very, very generous, very chill, if you will. Chill, if you will, that she was very well. However, she was very strict in the sense of you need to answer to me, you need to make sure that you're careful. My mom, she wanted to feed me so fucking late. I was 7 or 8 and she still fed me. And this is the arm in there. Like, she wanted to feed me. Okay, no, I don't care. This is sad. This is the truth, though. Even if it's sad, it doesn't matter. My mom. This is embarrassing. I was playing Zelda Ocarina of Time. I was playing the Fire Temple when you're an adult. I was 12. I think my mom only saw her 2 days out of 14. And she was feeding me. And I remember not even looking at her. Watching the game, playing the game. Not a care in the world. She fed me cool I could play. Did I say thank you? Did I appreciate the effort? Did I appreciate the gesture? I don't know if I did. And then you can say, well, she's a mama bear, so it's normal. And it's normal that she wanted to do that. And if she wanted to do it, me allowing her is a good thing. Right? Was feeding your 12-year-old boy a good thing? No. No. So as a kid, my whole purpose was escape. And escape was easy. See, escape was easy because most of the time I was fucking a zombie because of the medication. Easy medication. I was a zombie. The other half of the time I was so focused on video games and I didn't care. I would read video game pamphlets. And the instruction booklet, I would read that shit. Why? I don't fucking know. The music downstairs, the sound of TV. Does it bother me? Not really. Because in about 10 minutes I'm going to be in my house watching TikTok battles. I'm going to be watching 2 dudes insult each other. Why? Because they're entertaining. Is it morally right? No. It's entertaining. At least I'm talking. For me, this is a drawn out talking. It's a John to talking. But if I'm being very negative, right? I don't know if it's she or he. We'll say she because there's more she down there than a he. We'll give the benefit of doubt. If I was very negative, I would think that she knows that I'm filming. And she's saying that's why I have to go in because it's too loud outside. Right? That could be something. Maybe we're pushing it, right? And that's something that's a good thing, that's a really good thing. All she has to do is put music and I'll copyright it, so I'll go in. Right? So technically speaking, this is the answer to something I'm doing that she's not grateful for. This is something that she's doing as an answer to something I'm doing that she's pissed. You're living, okay, so I live on the 5th floor. There's 6th floor, okay? 6th floor. There's 2 apartments per floor, right? So 6 times 2 is 12. Now, we'll cancel per floor. You know? You're bothering 11 people. 11 people. Plus, we'll say, you know what? We'll say 13 because she has a neighbor here and she has a neighbor there. So you're bothering 13 people because one person is bothering you. principle behind it that's bothering me. You're doing something bad. This is the right way to answer, to deal with the situation. But then, as a person, you have to be nice and you have to say, you see this bullshit. Well, forget about the bullshit. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. How much can you let go before you go fucking crazy? And once you go crazy, when you go crazy, right? It happens. When you go crazy, nobody asks you, why did I go crazy? Why did the answer like that? Right? One thing that was pushed. But at the same time, it's personal choice. You want to act like that, even though I don't agree. Act like that. I don't care. See, and the structure, that's one of the tough part. One of the tough part is you're in a position where you would hope that hard work is enough. It's not enough. And I talked about this yesterday. I have a brick wall here. I can spend 2 hours pushing that brick wall and really pushing hard, right? Holy fuck, did I work hard? Is the brick wall will move? No. So yes, you work hard, but for what purpose? Right? It's not enough. And that's not. But then again, if all it took was all hard work, people would work hard, right? I was talking about nepotism yesterday. I was talking about knowing the right people yesterday. I was talking about that. That's in every sphere. How many sports athletes are there because they knew someone? How many celebrities are there because they knew someone? You know? And then there's also this Crash My Bike and also Crash Yours. Right? Imagine there's a content creator that's really popular. And he asked 10 clippers. He said, what do you do? We had this whole conversation actually last week with the reaction content and how much reaction do you need to input for it to be a reaction content. Is you saying yes or no here and there enough? Is you giving a whole speech enough? No, that's tough. Because different perspectives. Just another question. If I had that structure, where would I do it? And now I'm looking for a structure. But does it mean something? If I didn't like this structure, and I didn't like how my life was, if I followed that, I was like, well, let's do today. That's time today. I said, Devin, what is the difference between structured life and stability? And my father used ChatGPT. Which is great because he's an older person that's using technology, but at the same time, I don't care what this machine say. I care what she said to my father. I said that I didn't say nothing because I didn't want to hurt his feelings. It's a good thing that he's using ChatGPT. Right? It's a good thing. And he was talking about, and the article that he found wasn't the right article at all. He had this article of somebody, and somehow it makes sense. Somehow was what I needed. On this article of somebody that had too much structure in his life. Because he had too much structure in his life, he had a lack of freedom. And because he felt a lack of freedom, he felt a lack of positivity. Whatever you want to call it. And because he felt this lack of positivity, he said, fuck it, you know. I want less freedom. And somebody answered, which was the right answer, was you need motivation. You need to find the level at which structure is good for you. If you feel like your life is too structured, motivation is not going actually. For example, I'm right here. I want to go here. No, maybe the answer is here. You know. I don't know. I do not know. And I'll never know. That's the thing. You'll never know. Because the answer is, and then it's super simple. You'll go from one end to the other, so you say, okay, well, none of them worked. So I'll go to the middle, right? And then in the middle, you're like, this doesn't work either. Even then I was complaining, right? About the neighbors. What if they put the music so loud they make themselves deaf? Not dead, not dead. We don't wish death upon anybody. But deaf, like I cannot hear. You know? It's nice because I'm understanding that the answer is neither at the end, or in the middle. It's somewhere along the line. Maybe a bit more there, maybe a bit more there. You don't know where it is. But you know that somewhere on this line is the answer. Right? Then you finally fucking found it. Oh my god, I have found the answer. What if the answer is not something that you want? You know? Right now, we're desperate. We're desperate for structure, for a goal, for a purpose, for a meaning. That's what I was trying to say yesterday also. Content has been my purpose for 4 years. Content has been my meaning for 3-4 years. And then along the line, it stopped having meaning. It started having purpose. It just, and I'm not gonna say something. Okay, I'm gonna say it. You see that a lot with religious people. People that have believed in God their whole life. And then, at some point, they start believing. This happens a lot. This happens a lot. And all of them have a similar question. When did I stop believing? Why did I stop believing? It's a really good question. It's a really good question. There's no answer for that. There's no answer. The answer is, well, something along the way pushed you to think that maybe there was not a higher power. Is there a higher power out there? I think so. I don't need to know the God name. I don't need to know the religion. I don't need to know what's the rule. I don't need to know if there's a heaven or a hell. I don't need to believe in a religion or a specific religion. I believe there's something better out there. You know? It lost meaning. And now I spend so much time having the same meaning that when that thing left me, that I was left with a void. I don't care about views, I don't care about followers, I don't care about anything. I care about having no meaning, I care about having no purpose. I feel a fucking void in my life, and it sucks. I feel a hole. I feel like a huge hole in my life. That's why I'm stressing about. This is what makes me nervous. This is why I have a stressful response where I make videos about, oh fuck, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do, and I'm complaining and I'm being an asshole, you know. Because I have a void. I hurt people. And that void, I don't know how to fill it. And even if I was to feel it, am I feeling it for the good reason, the right reason? Am I feeling because I found a higher purpose? I found something that was really meaningful? Or did I feel it because it needed to be filled? There's something called the greater good. So the greater good is, for example, we'll go really deep. Like a mosquito. We'll go really deep. Greater good. This person, he has a gun. There's a room full of 10 people. No, let's say 15. You look around, and I'm gonna be extremely. I'm not gonna say. I was gonna say something. I'm gonna change it after that. I'm gonna say what I was originally gonna say. And I'll change it. There's a lot of mosquito. I'm gonna finish this soon. You look around, and there's only like old women and kids, and you're the only capable man. Fuck man. You're the only capable person there to save it. So you have two choices. Either you do the good thing, which is you're the one that's most likely to stop them. You shouldn't stop them. Or you take a risk that they'll kill someone. After all, there's 15 people in the place. They might not kill you. greater good is in this situation? Is it self-sacrifice? Is the greater good finally given up? This is something more constructive, because again, my perception that this was constructive wasn't the perception that was by other people. Right? There's a lot of things that I can do that are more constructive, more helpful to society. Than the greater good. And the greater good is proving to people that you're able to do whatever you want. The obvious answer is proving it to everybody. Everything is possible, right? But what if you convince somebody? And this is the craziest thing. What if I convince somebody and it works for me? Because it worked for me, I convinced somebody to do the exact same thing that I did, which is not inhuman. A couple of full, no sleep nights, 4 years of content, really work hard, do your best. And if it worked for me, it worked for them. No, it doesn't work like that. It fell. And if they fell, I convinced them they could do it. So I liked them. I didn't mean to like them, but I liked them. That greater good actually wasn't a greater good because somebody made a lot of sacrifices on the belief shared by me. There's no purpose. We saw that with Ukraine and Russia, the war. When you ask Ukrainian, they said, we're right. When you ask Russian, they said, we're right. When you ask people from Israel, who's right? They say, I'm right. When you ask people from Palestine, they say, I'm right. You believe in something. It's not because you believe in something that is absolutely right. It's not because you believe that this will work, that will work. That's interesting. Because you convince people. Convince people of something that's not very good. I don't know. It's all a question of skill. It's a greater good, something that I have to do. And I can help a lot of people or not. And even then, the purpose of the greater good is wrong. I feel like I need to do the greater good. Who's telling me to do that? What if my purpose was to do something just natural, normal? Right? What if my purpose was a 9 to 5? Not that 9 to 5. My life more stable. Got a stable salary. Bigger house. I get to meet someone. I have a relationship. I have kids. This is my greater, like this is the biggest goal. To have a wife and the kids. The family, right? So you know the starting point. The starting point is right here, right now. You know the ending point. A family and kids. Once again, another crossroad. How do I get there? And that's where it's lost meaning. If both road leads to the same thing, you don't care about which road you take. Because if you don't care about which road you take, this is when everything loses all meaning. Anyway, I'm confused. Think about it. I love you guys. Take it easy. We get from the game that in a while. Does it feel good? Yes. Yes. See, the original point of this video was to say sorry. The original point of this video was to say I hacked it this way because of that. Instead, what we did was we redid the same video that we did yesterday, the exact same. With calmer, less emotional, more rational. With fact, there's no fucking facts. We tried to make more sense. Do I feel better? Yes. Does it solve my problem? No. Maybe those problems are tests. And those problems are meant to be solved. And when they're solved, I get a lesson. That's for life. And then maybe those problems are put in my life so I can find a solution and find me an answer. Right now I have questions. What for those questions? Let's decide.